All right, let's get right to it because the big story today is, of course, the president and first lady testing positive for coronavirus, which I'm sure you've all already heard about. They tweeted about their positive tests last night, and we're now learning that they're both showing mild symptoms. The New York Times reports the president was lethargic and hoarse at his fundraiser last night. This was the last picture taken of President Trump as he returned from that event in New Jersey. He's expected to possibly address the nation at some point today, but remains on the job. Vice President Mike Pence and his wife have tested negative, and the White House says he's ready to help fill in as needed as the president and first lady quarantine for the next 2 weeks. The president's daughter, Ivanka, and her husband, Jared Kushner, who've both been traveling with the president, have also tested negative. And we're also getting word that the president's son, 14-year-old Barron Trump, tested negative. Now, Joe Biden responded to the news, tweeting, "Jill and I send our thoughts to President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump for a swift recovery." Biden also tweeted out that he and his wife have both tested negative to the virus. Jeff, what's your reaction to the news?
Sad. My thoughts go out and my prayers go out to our president, despite how you feel about him, right? Nobody wants this, especially now in our country. But I'm glad the White House and, the surrounding people are being safe by testing. It doesn't mean they're out of the woods yet. They could still have it. So they have to be careful, too. They have to go in a bubble. But it's just, Sam, I hate to take it here, but it's just the divisiveness on social media, which I've definitely limited myself, but I found myself waking up this morning to this news and checking social media, and the first 3 or 4 comments were, "Karma, see President Trump," and these are my friends that I follow, and I immediately put my social media down. This isn't a red or blue problem anymore. I hope it opens people's eyes everywhere that this is an American problem, and somehow it became so politicized that everybody's pointing fingers on social media and laughing, or it's ridiculous. We need to take what the CDC, whoever, Fauci, and I even questioned them. We need to wear masks, social distance, and do our American patriotic duty.
Protect one another. Al?
Yeah, Sam, it's, I think about the country as a whole. I think it's so easy for us to focus on Trump because he is probably going to be the most polarizing figure of our lifetime. But think about what this country is founded on and all the things we kind of take for granted. When we talk about our rights to do whatever, we can follow whatever religion we want, we can dress how we like, we can kind of live our lives how we like, but to whom much is given, much is expected. And I know that people are used to being individuals, but I hope this, more than anything, will help us unite and understand that this is one time where we might have to be a little uncomfortable sometimes. We might have to put on a mask if we don't want to, because we all have the common goal of moving forward. So hopefully, I'm hoping to see an address from the president, not a tweet, an address from the president where he guides this country, because we need it more than ever.
Yeah, Erica, do you think that we're going to hear from him today? What are your thoughts on all of it since you heard the news last night?
I don't think that we'll hear from him in terms of addressing the nation, but I do think we'll hear from him on social media. I think the big issue that we're facing in this climate is that we're a nation filled with trust issues. We all have them now, and it's because everything is questioned and attempted to be discredited by one side or the other. And some things are deserving of discreditation. As we know now, science is not one of them. And I really do hope that whatever comes out of this situation and this administration, that this is the leadership, and we need people to state this is a very real thing. Anyone can be affected, and to that point, because anyone could be affected, I would be very careful for people who are dancing on graves right now, because we are not out of the woods, and this virus does not discriminate.
Absolutely, Erica. In fact, it made me call my parents again. I call my parents all the time, but it made me call my parents. Even though they're hyper vigilant, they social distance, they wear masks, I just wanted to check in with them and make sure that they're doing everything possible, and they are. But it reminds you, let this be a reminder to all of us to make sure that we are protecting our families, our neighbors, our fellow citizens. As you said, it is an American problem, and that's the way I want all of us to see it.